Certain verbs require either a gerund or an infinitive afterwards. However, there's no exact rule with this, and it is just something you have to learn. Some verbs, you can use both infinitive and gerund, and the meaning doesn't change. For example, I love eating, I love to eat. The meaning stays the same. However, there are certain verbs where the meaning changes depending on whether we're using a gerund or an infinitive. And this is what we're going to look at today. We are going to take a look at 5 verbs: remember, forget, try, stop, and regret. And we're going to have a look at the difference in meaning between the to verb and the gerund, which is your verb with the ing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome everyone to Syntax English with me, Jessica. I hope this one makes sense as we go along. It is something important to remember as there is that slight difference in meaning, and it is important to get this right. So, as always, let's get into it. And please, if you have any questions along the way, leave them in the chat for me. Let's start with remember. If I say, I remember locking the door before leaving, or remember to lock the door before leaving, what is the difference between the two? Well, when we use remember plus the gerund, you recall a past action, meaning you already did something and now you are thinking about it. I remember locking the door before leaving. I locked the door and now I recall doing it. Whereas remember with the infinitive, so remember to lock, you remember before doing something, meaning you don't forget to do it. So remember to lock the door before leaving, don't forget about locking the door. In a work situation, please remember to send me the report. Make sure you send it to me. I remember sending the report. I have already sent you the report, and now I'm waiting for you to respond. Another one to think about, I remember sending the email, is I sent it and now I recall doing it. Or remember to send the email, don't forget about the email. Forget works in a similar way to remember. I'll never forget meeting my first manager. I forgot to reply to his email. Let's look at the difference between those. Forget plus the gerund, you don't remember that action that happened in the past. You cannot recall it now. I'll never forget meeting my first manager. It's a meeting that happened in the past and it's memorable to you because we're using in the negative. I will never forget. I forgot to reply to his email. So the infinitive in this situation, you failed to do something because you didn't remember at that time. Let's have a look at 2 examples. I'll never forget giving my first presentation. I remember it well. In this situation, it could be a positive or a negative experience. Who knows? Or I forgot to save the file. You didn't save it because you didn't remember. Try is our next one. I tried restarting my laptop, but it didn't fix the problem. Versus, I tried to complete the report in time, but I couldn't do it. With try, the difference between them is very, very slight, but it does make a difference. When we talk about try with the gerund, meaning the ing, I tried restarting my laptop. This means that you are experimenting with something to see what happens. You do it as a test or a possible solution. I tried restarting my laptop, but it didn't fix the problem. Restarting was the test or the attempt to solve the problem. Whereas when we use try with the infinitive, I tried to finish the report before the deadline, but I couldn't. You make an effort to do something difficult. And this often requires extra energy, skill, or even some persistence. I tried to finish the report before the deadline. An effort was made, but in this situation, it wasn't successful. Let's have a look at these two sentences. I tried updating the software to fix the bug, or I tried to update the software to fix the bug. Similar but different. In the first one, the update was the method that was tested. In the second one, an effort was made, but the outcome is either uncertain or it failed. We need some more information to know what happened. So, having a look, I stopped to smoke, I stopped smoking. Very clear difference in these. Stop plus the gerund, so I stopped smoking, means that you quit an activity and you no longer do it. I stopped smoking last year. You no longer smoke. Whereas stop plus the infinitive, I stopped to smoke, you pause one activity in order to do another. I stopped to smoke, you were probably walking somewhere or you were working on something and you went outside. You stopped the activity that you were doing to then have your cigarette. You stopped attending the daily stand-up compared to he stopped to attend the daily stand-up. In the first one, he stopped attending the daily stand-up means that he quitted. He no longer attends any of the daily stand-ups. But in the second one, he stopped to attend the daily stand-up. In this situation, he stopped his previous task, whatever it was, maybe he was working, and he joined the daily stand-up. The last one we're looking at is regret. I regret saying that in the last meeting versus we regret to inform you that your application was unsuccessful. When we use regret and a gerund, it means that you feel sorry that something happened in the past. You wish it hadn't happened. I regret saying that in the meeting. You said something and now you wish that you hadn't said that thing. I'm sure we've all been there. Whereas regret plus the infinitive, we regret to inform you that your application was unsuccessful. This is a polite or formal way to give bad news or to express that you feel sorry for something that you are about to say. Let's have a look at these ones. Some similar sentences. I regret not backing up the database. I regret to say that the database has been lost. In the first one, I didn't back it up and I really wish that I had. In the second one, this is a polite way to give bad news. And if you have made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much. I know it's been a while since I have last made a video, but life and circumstances and all of that sort of stuff, but you will be getting one video a week from here on. And if you are watching this on the day that I posted, it's Friday, which means that I hope you have a good weekend. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It does help me a lot. And I will see you in the next.